It's Mail Call Monday. Actually, Tuesday. So we're going to wait and see if anybody gets on here. Hey, CJ, how are you doing? Mr. Arch Nemesis. Good morning, good morning. Oh, shoot, I'm dropping stuff. Not good. How are things with you? Yeah. No new leads on anything? You have to pardon me. I'm having my cigarette and coffee. Kids went outside for the bus, so I'm going to turn this a little bit. It is really, really bright out for a change. This last few days, it's been very, very sunny. Jeez, oh, Pete. What is going on over there? That's just crazy. That's how sunny it is. The sun is right on my scope, and I don't have the light on my scope right now. So I'm going to give it a few minutes and see if people come in. I know it's kind of early. Well, I think you'll find something. I know you will. It just might take a few minutes. Cajun Coin Hunter, good morning. How are you doing today? I'm just waiting for a few people to come in. I got a cool mail call. Good deal. So I'm finishing my cup of coffee and having a smoke before we get started. Oh, there went the bus. Kids are officially gone for the day. Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you. I was very shocked, actually. I did not expect that whatsoever. So that was a huge surprise. Good morning, Jesse. I am doing better. So I am just waiting for a few people to get in here, and I wanted to do this mail call. I got a super kick butt package from Value Hunter for helping him with some Canadians that he got. He bought a huge lot. And yeah, and sent me a bunch of stuff just as a thank you for helping him. Which, I mean, I'm okay with. What's that on there? You woke up worse than last night? Oh no. It's that time of year. My throat, I have this tonsil is swollen all the time, and it's been giving me a lot of hell lately. and it's off and on. So like last night, it was really bugging me. So, I brushed, I gargled, I did what I could, and, but I can feel, like over here, I don't feel, and here I can feel it's kind of swollen. And it's not the lymph node, it's the tonsil. So I have to go see an ENT in April, the beginning of April. Yeah, that's when you gotta let it work its way out. Jersey History Hunters, good morning, good morning. How are you? So, well, let me finish this real quick. We got, what was it? I'm gonna say a week ago, I stayed up till about 3 o'clock in the morning with Jersey History Hunter, or Jersey, I was looking at your name. Not you guys, sorry. Value Hunter. And he had bought a big lot, and included in that lot was a lot of Canadians. So some large cents, tokens, a lot of tokens. And I'm learning about the tokens, but I'm not well versed in them like I am with the Canadian large cents. So we spent some time going through the Canadian large cents because, you want to know what you have. They have different obverses and reverses for, the same year. And some of those varieties are worth quite a bit more than the others. So we did that. We went through some of the tokens that I knew about. We're going to get rid of that and be done. And in doing so, he sent me, we were talking about different coins. And so what you see up on the screen, this is one of the coins that he sent me. So we were talking, and he asked me what I had for seeded coins. And said, I don't have a seeded anything. So he sent me an 1858 seeded half dime. And it is hold. And there is no mint mark. The mint mark would be underneath dime there. And it's so sunny out that I don't even have the light on my scope. This is just the sunlight. So, yeah, that was one of the, he hooked me up. So I have a seeded coin now, and it's a seeded half dime at that, which is just amazing. And then this is the other one that he sent me, which is hold. And this one, I had the choice between this one, and then there was another one that he had. The other one was in better shape. It wasn't hold. Good morning, Shumar. How are you? But this one, even though this is all sunlight, this isn't my scope. I don't know if I can kind of, there. If I block the sun there, you can see. This is a 1851. So obviously not in the greatest of shape, but I don't care. I have a trime. Mom, go get coffee. Go get your coffee. So I now have a trime, and I have a seeded half dime. I'm like, yay. He did send me a variety of wheat pennies too. So to help with a book. So I have a plain 1909. And this is just the regular. This isn't the VDV. And then I got a 1911, and these are pretty smooth, but they're just to help fill up holes in my Wheatie book. Hey, Copper Penny, good morning. How are you? So there's the 1911. Let's see. There's a 1917. There. And then he sent me an 18. And that one's actually not bad. That one's pretty good for a 1918, in my opinion. I'm not a Wheatie specialist. That would be Mr. Ken's department there. A 1919. which is this one, and a 19S. And that one is pretty smooth around the edges. He's a little slicky, but that's all right. He will fill a hole. So those are the wheat pennies. And I'm not done yet. I also got a couple stickers over here and a little button pin. So that was pretty cool with his logo on it. Never seen that one. So that'll probably go on my backpack that I take out metal detecting. There's a couple more coins I want to show you, but real quick, I went and had to run a couple of errands yesterday, and I stopped at the St. Vinny's. I had a couple dollars on me, and I found this, and I couldn't pass it up. I think I paid $2.07 for it, and it's a huge 5 pesos, like cup coaster or something. I don't know. I just thought it was cool, and I'm like, no, I want that. That's neat. Hey, Sir Chomps, how are you doing? So, I thought that was really neat. This is a giant 5 pesos. I don't think it's really worth 5 pesos, but you never know. So, this is another thing he sent, which is, this is called a bust and harp, or harp and bust. This is a Canadian token, a bank token. And this is from 1920. Now, these are really cool because, let's see if I can do that. There we go. Block some of that sunlight out. There's a really good story on these. These were actually made in 1925. And the majority of the ones that you are going to find, 99% of the time, are going to be fakes. They're counterfeits. This one is a counterfeit. Way you can tell is that the harp will have 9 strings. A real one will have 10 strings, and the date will actually be, it'll say 1820, but it's stamped over a 25. So very cool coins. They are very collectible among token collectors, and this is a Canadian token. But they're neat. They're super cool. If you can find one in a good grade, they're definitely collectible. Personally, I just like them. I like the harp. I like the Irish, Irishness of it. And yeah, if you find one and you find a 5 hanging out, underneath the 0, and it has 10 strings, you're in business. That's a really good find. But he sent me the one that he had, and I was yeah, cool. So that is called a bust and harp, or harp and bust. He did send me some Canadian dollars, and these are all clad. They're made of nickel. So when I went to the thrift store, because we have one in town, and I had not been in there. Yeah, exactly, Ken. They made it illegal, so they changed the date on them, and so they could transport them. I went to another, not Vinny's, but there's another thrift store in town that just opened up in the last 4 months or so. I haven't been in there yet, so I went in there, and I looked around at all the different stuff that they have, and they have clothes and art stuff and, crafts and random housewares and things like that. Lots of bottles. Some really cool stuff in there that you can find. So it's definitely somewhere I'll be keeping an eye out for things. But in the case up front by the register, it was the last place that I looked. And there's probably 8 different Walking Liberties. And then they also had 3 sets of Canadian proof sets. That they were the nice proof sets that come in the flip open wannabe like leather type box. And it was a 71, 72, and a 73 for the Canadian sets. and they had the price listed on them at $75. And I was like trying not to choke on myself. Go, wait, excuse me? No, those are extremely overpriced. Um, and then they also had the walking liberties, which were all 40s, 45, 44s, fairly common. And they were pretty, not totally smooth. I mean, I wouldn't have said that they were AG, and I didn't look at the other side of them. Of course, they just showed um, the obverse and with the dates, but they were all listed at like $40 and $50, and I'm going, oh no, 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 no. So the girl who actually works there, she has, I know her. I've known her for a long time, and her daughter actually used to hang out with my kids when I lived in Wisconsin. Their dad lives down in Wisconsin. We used to all be neighbors in the same apartment complex, so it's kind of crazy how that worked. So now she's older, so she comes and babysits my kids and stuff, but so I was talking to her. Well, she'd only been there. She's like, I'm only here for like 4 hours. It's my first day. And she's like, so I don't know if these are consigned or what the deal is with them, or if these prices are negotiable or anything like that. And basically, she came in starting yesterday to help manage the store, go through everything, price everything, and then everything. She's doing all the stuff in the back right now. Then she's going to go through all the stuff that's in the front of the store and reprice according to what it really should be priced at. So she's like, give me a week and let me find out what the deal is with them. And yeah, so we'll see. I was like, if that doesn't come down significantly, I'm not touching them because they're not worth all that much. They're certainly not worth $40 or $50 unless they were some huge variety, which then they should have been labeled as such, and they weren't. So I found that kind of amusing. Kind of like, what? But so going in there, yeah. But it was funny because then I got home and I get my mail and I have a 71, a 70, a 71, a 72, and a 73 Canadian dollar in my mailbox. I'm like, well, see, wouldn't have needed them really. So I have those, and I just kind of show you guys real quick. But this is the 72 Canadian dollar, and this is the regular canoe reverse. They did change them up a little bit. That was in 72. So in 70, they did like commemoratives. So this is for Manitoba, and it says 1870 to 1970. It's got some pretty flowers on there, stuff like that. The 71 is, ooh, shoot, don't do that, is British Columbia. So it has the British Columbia flag on there. It's really nice. Very, very nice. They're very shiny. The only one that's not really shiny is the 73 for Prince Edward Island. But not bad looking at all. I need to find some airtights for these. And the Prince Edward Island, I would have thought they would have come up with something a little prettier than just a house. I don't know what the house is, but have a good day, Jersey History Hunters. Mike, hello, hello. So, and that's the 73. But yeah. And lastly, out of that pack, I finally have one. I finally freaking have one. I have one, guys, and you have no idea what it is, but I have one. Look at her. She's not in good shape. I don't care. But look at her. She is an 1838. I got a freaking largie. I got a United States largie. I got copper. Just love copper. So, matronhead or coronet, I believe. Where's my red book? I believe that's what these ones are called. And I think there's different Oh, I can't even imagine. I had to tell my mom and my family about winning last night, and my mom's like, "You're gonna have to go get a bank deposit box to keep your really nice pieces in." And I'm like, the bank ain't touching." Then no, I was like, a safe and a gun. That's all. I just need a safe and a gun. 1838. So 6,370,200 of these were minted. 1838. Well, thank you, Robert. Drive safe. Be very safe. So, I'm okay. She's got a couple of holes started from, whatever, just deterioration, or maybe she was dug. I'm not sure. But either way, 5,000 surviving specimens. Well, that's not too bad then. She's certainly not the best one, but she will do good in my collection. I am so pumped. So I have a largie. I have a United States largie. And trust me, I didn't think I would have one of these in the near future. So I am pretty excited about that. Yay! So that is my absolutely awesome mail call. I got a largie. I got a half dime, a seated half dime, and a trime. So, and that was just for, because I put some work into what I did for him and helped him out. So I am very, very pleased. And Value Hunter, when you do get a chance to see this, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I got some holes to fill in my books, and I need to get some air tights for these Canadian dollars and for a couple of these other things. But I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about these. I was trying to read up on this and see what else I could find on her. Good morning, Shaws. So let's see, the half dimes. Oops, we went right past it. So this is a 58. Oh yeah, I was looking at the date because they have the repunch high date and then the over inverted date, which I don't think we have either of those. It's way early. Yeah, it's a little early here too. I'm gonna have to move that because of the Scoopy. Escape. And to me, it looks pretty good. That sunlight is just glaring this morning. Let's see if we can do this. And I don't know. I think there might just be a little too much corrosion to be able to tell anything. I'm not on Hangouts, Robert. I am on OBS. I don't use Hangouts very often for doing these. They are. The Trime is just a hair smaller. So I'll show you guys that. And then, I should show you guys the difference between that and a Canadian fish scale. They are super duper tiny though. So get that into focus. So there's your half dime, and here is a trime. Show that. And then have a good day, Copper. Hi, Paula. Good morning. And whoops, there's that. And then here is your Canadian. So Canadian fish scale, the 5-cent, is right about the same size as your half dime. And the trime is even smaller. It'll fit right inside of that. That's crazy. I couldn't even imagine. Can you imagine trying to carry that around, hoping and praying to God you don't lose it? Because that was, that was money. That was good money back then. Maybe not, huge money, but it was money. So, yeah, the half dimes and the fish scales are right about the same size. Pretty cool. I was on Cheapskates last night and I got a few coins. I can't wait to get them. My hubby is buying we got a Roman Emperor Trajan silver denarius, which I've been wanting, and it's not in the best of grades. But for right, it'll work for right now. We've been wanting one for a long time. So he's gonna buy that one, and then I got some rolls of 63 and 64 Canadian pennies, and then what else did I get? Oh, I bought another one of these Canadian 1910 Canadians. So I will be waiting for that to come in. So I'm very excited, very excited. Hi, Randolph Relic. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you have a good day at work. So we were just going through some of these coins I just got in the mail. Ken, did you see this thing? Look at this thing, Bob. It's a giant 5 pesos. I just thought it was super cool. It's a dinner plate, right? Well, maybe for a midget, Good morning, Jeep and John. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm sure it's heavy. It's made of like steel or iron or something. But it was at Vinny's. And I went, that's cool. Northwoods, good morning. Good morning, Lincoln. So, Lincoln, look. Look what I got today. Crystal, good morning. I got an 1851 Trime. I got an 1858 seated half dime. Which they're both hold, but that's okay. And check this bad boy out. Or bad girl. It's an 1838. So if I can do more work like this, they hold coins back in the day, shop, because they used to sew them in like the waist pants or like inside the seam of the jacket, so that if for some reason you were ever robbed or something like that, so you wouldn't lose your money basically, or you always had something. And that's, from what I understand, that was why they did it. So, so you will find coins that are hold. I have a hold 1876 H Canadian large cent. I don't know what else. I think I might have some other hold ones, but I like them when they're hold. I think they're neat. It's just more history to it. Oh, Life goals. I want to go to Mardi Gras so bad. I have a bunch of the aluminum coins for Mardi Gras. I bought a whole bag of them because I thought they were cool. And I really want to go to Mardi Gras. Someday I'll get there. So, but yeah, I don't know what else. Anybody have any questions or anything? I'm like, I don't know anything else. Oh, I do want to say a big, huge thank you to Ken and Paula and everybody who has done and participated in the coin seminar. So, some of you guys, if you don't know, there's a coffee. If you don't know where or about it, about every 3 months, Ken and them get together and they put on a coin seminar. And this last one was the third one. So sometime in May will be the next round. And there's lots and lots and lots of people who get together and they do different seminars, shows. The live stream, the few people had done videos and premiered them so you could chat with them while the video ran. And that was kind of cool. So, maybe if they weren't there, they didn't have to worry about live streaming and stuff, and they already had something set and ready to go. But then you get a clue from every show that participates, and at the end of the weekend, usually it goes, Friday night, there'll be 1 or 2 streams, and then it'll be Saturday, and so all day Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday night is the end of the stream or end of the weekend giveaway for all of the clues. And so it is definitely worth your time if you are into learning more about coins. There was so much information on this one, and my head was spinning. Cheapskate Coins did one on how to read foreign coin dates for like Japanese dates and Hebrew, and oh my lord, I was like, what? I even told Cheapskate last night, the only thing I can remember from the Japanese stuff is that you have to subtract 1. That's all I can remember. There was so much information and trying to figure out the date. Oh my lord. And then you have to use all the little symbols, and I was lost. Discussion subjects for the Q&A panel. Do a round table while wait for viewer photos to come in. Oh, that would be a good one. Actually, Ken, I have a good one for you while we're sitting here. You might want to note this one down. So this is a 1909, and granted, now the sun is not glaring right on my thing. And I was looking at this one last night. Now, it is rubbed fairly smooth for the most part. So, and looking at pictures on Variety Vista, once the coins are to this point, how would you be able to tell whether it was actually a double die or not? If it was one. Because Variety Vista has 2 different double dies listed for the 1909 plain. This is not a VDB. And the FS 101, of course, is the big one, which I don't believe this one is. But then looking at the R in Liberty, which might show up bigger for you guys than for me because I got my screen split, but it kind of looked like it might be the 102. And so actually that was one of my questions, and I was thinking about, and I'm like, I should ask Ken about that. Like, is there a better way? Like, and we up there in the W, there's some extra metal hanging out in there, stuff like that. But I didn't know. Hey, Tessa. Not a problem, hun. So, excuse me, in your date, things like that. I didn't know maybe if that was something that might be a good subject, but I was thinking about that yesterday when I was looking over this one and going. But of course, it's smooth. It's fairly smooth. So even looking for the dye marker, because there's a dye marker for the 1909, and there should be a bit of a dye break right in here, and of course you can't see anything. The first 9 of the day, yeah, it's got that little, I don't know, it's got like a bit, it's not even a split serif, it's a big one. So I seen that. I don't think this one is, and you can tell I toothpicked it trying to see if there was anything, but there's not. So, but might just be something good for that, for Q&A. But I'll rack my brain and see what else I come up with. For sure. For sure. There's also, for anybody else who's looking at 1909s, right in between the T and the Y, there's also another dye marker, a little dye break right in between the two, and it goes straight across. A deep cut N. Which N? I'm assuming we're talking on the one here. Type 2 deep cut N. Okay. See, you know more about the Wheaties than I do. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody is getting united. Why can't I think right now? I gotcha. Hey, no, that is enough. Get over here. Stop being nosy neighbor dog. Noise does not mean you have to bark. Oh, no, she heard something outside. No, she's the nosy neighbor dog. She sits in the window and watches. And if anybody goes outside, or if there's a dog or a cat or something like that, she has to alert everybody. There's something going on. So we always, in the spring and summertime, we always laugh and make the joke, there's a bag flying down the road. Every time she starts barking, there's a leaf. So we just call her the nosy neighbor dog. She's like the old lady that has to watch everybody and what everybody's doing. Yeah. Well, that is true. Nobody could get in this house without her alerting everybody and their mother. Yep, exactly, Ken. Squirrel. We got a squirrel. So this thing, I'm going to say this one is plain. The mint mark on these trimes is right inside, right after the 3. Oh, what is she barking at? And this one does not. The size and shapes, yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was trying to do because it was, it's been smoothed down. So, but oh, I'm sorry. My girls are being annoying. Oh. Raya, move. There's that. Now, we'll go to this one. Oh, somebody's banging around outside. I don't know if they're trying to break ice or what. So, morning, Chef. They're having a fit. Somebody is, I think they're up there trying to break ice off the roof. So they're having a fit. So I have been working on nickels Canadian nickels, and these are the fish scales. And there are a ton of different varieties. So I have another one coming because I want to know. I don't know exactly what it is. All I know is that it's a pointed leaf. Girls! Sorry, guys. Are you done? I don't know. So there's two different types of bows. I don't know where my toothpicker went. But right up here on top of the crown, there is the Maltese cross, and then there is also a bow tie. So the 1903 to 1910 will have what they call the bow tie. This is fairly worn, so you're not going to see it quite as well, you know, and be able to tell what it is. But it is definitely the bow for that year. Then you also have to look at your leaves. And they have what they call the maple or round leaf, or the holly or pointed leaf. And you want to look at your ends here of the leaf, your very tips of your leaves, and see whether you have the pointed or the rounded. And in this case, even though this thing has some wear and whatnot, it is definitely looking like this is more of a, actually like it's both, because we do have some rounded leaf tips. I would say this is probably a round leaf. This would not be the pointed leaf. Your pointed leaves will look more like this bottom leaf here, but all of your leaves should be looking that way, and not all of them are looking that way. So I will have to do a little more research into that, and especially when I get this other one and see if I can tell a big difference on that. Good morning, Phil. How are you doing? There's Mr. Edward. So, anyway, I'm going to go and get my dogs taken care of and chill them out because they're just having a fit. Why are they called fish scales? I want to say it's because of the size. Honestly, off the top of my head, I don't honestly remember. I know because they were so small and they were silver, and they looked like fish scales. But the actual story into why, I'm not 100% if that was the only reason, if there was a story behind it. Let's see. Hey! Yeah, they don't really say. So, anyway, I'm going to jump off here. I need to get my dogs chilled out and see what's going on outside. I can hear somebody banging on something, so I don't know if somebody's trying to fix something or what's going on. But yeah, I will bop around. I might jump back on here in a little bit. We'll see. So, good morning to everybody. Have a very, very good day. And yeah, I will talk to you guys all later. So, see you later. Thank you for joining me.